October is soon coming to a close. With that comes the month of November. Today, we'll be discussing sneakers to resell in November. If you're not into reselling, that's okay too. You could use this guide to know what are going to be the most hyped sneakers, the most limited, or even what popular general releases may go on sale. Because hey, we're all trying to save some money. Specifically, we'll be discussing the name of the sneaker, the retail, the release date, and whether that sneaker will be profitable or not, or if they might even sit on shelves resulting in a sale price. Make sure you subscribe and enable post notifications. This way, you're 100% updated on all these profitable releases. Also, be sure to follow my Twitter for urgent updates and info. Keith Adam 10, such as the recent shock drops that we've seen. And for early information before the shock drops occur, you can join Endurance with the link in the description. Just the other day, we saw a perfect example of Nike changing the time on a hyped shock drop. Everyone thought it'd be a 1 p.m. Eastern, but as Endurance members knew, it was 12 p.m. and they were all prepared for it. Remember, Nike is going to continue messing with times like this for the good shock drops with hyped profitable shoes. But anyway, kicking it off with the second for $175, the Jordan 2 Off Neuer will be dropping. The mauve colorway combined with the suede material is actually a pretty good look on that milky outsole. Expect them to drop on Nike sneakers, corporate retailers like Finish Line and Foot Sites, and boutiques, although some may be delayed. Unfortunately, like all Jordan 2s though, I'd expect these to just be personals and they might even go on sale. Then on the third for $120, the Dunk Low Dusty Olive is going to be restocking on Nike sneakers. The gold, brown, and olive suede come together to form a pretty awesome, beautiful, ugly ethos, as Nike likes to call it, and people seem to really like the combination. These still have really solid demand following their first drop and should remain profitable with a decent to good margin, of course larger sizes being the best. Also on the third for $115, we'll see the SB Dunk Low Wheat have their US drop on Nike sneakers. This flax-colored SB is perfect for the fall season with a golden brown suede upper and mocha midsole. While these don't have the highest demand for an SB, with the low retail, it does seem like there still is sufficient room for lunch money with a poor margin, at least on sizes 10 and above, bigger being the better of course. But then on the fourth for $180, the Jordan 1 Royal Reimagined will be dropping on Nike sneakers, corporate retailers, and boutiques. Unfortunately, they decided to reimagine this classic colorway as a pair of Jordan 1 mids on sale at a Nike outlet, and thus that will be their destiny. I am very disappointed in the direction that they chose for these. I would have loved another vintage vibe like the Lost and Founds on this classic colorway, and unfortunately it seems like most people agree with this sentiment as they're already below retail. Well done, Nike. So I'd have to say personals only. Then on November 7th for $150, the Cold Wall Converse Geoforma boot will be dropping on Converse and the Cold Wall website. Not only does this Converse have an extremely unique and unusual design to say the least, despite it being almost all black, it looks like they'll even add quite a bit of height to you. Unfortunately, it'll also be quite obvious that you're frauding your height because of how large the midsole is. They're huge. While the prior Cold Wall Converse is doing quite well, they initially did sort of brick. I'd expect a similar fate for these, or at best there might be some room for brick profit at first, but long term they should appreciate quite well if you could be very patient selling. Overall, for most sellers, they're just personals though. Then on the 8th, for $115, the Dunk Low Stardust will be dropping on Nike sneakers and select boutiques. With a mix of red Stardust and rugged orange, you would think a lot of girls would be really excited about these, but even the small sizes aren't doing too well. Looks like these are going for around retail still, and that probably won't change, so I'd have to say personals only. Then on the 9th, for $115, the Dunk Low Vintage Green will be restocking on Nike sneakers. Similar to the Vintage Panda, these keep their unique aged look, but with a pro green color. Unfortunately, these are hardly above retail, but if you have no tax and you can be patient when selling these, you might be able to make some brick profit with a poor margin on some of the larger sizes or even the very small sizes. But overall, nothing too significant, otherwise mostly personals. Moving on to the 10th for $135, the Kyler Murray Dunk Low B1 of 1 will be dropping on Nike sneakers. Not only is this a collab with the Arizona Cardinals star quarterback, but he actually designed these himself, which I think is pretty awesome. This is definitely one of the more unique dunks, especially regarding the materials used. I'd expect them to at least have potential for lunch money with a subpar margin on large sizes. Even with the elevated retail of $135, I still think these have potential to do quite well. well. Also on the 10th for $160, the one block down Mizuno Wave Rider 10 will drop. These are coming in Onyx, Koi, and Amazon. Unfortunately, this model in general doesn't have good demand. One of the prior collabs is currently selling well, and I could see that eventually being the case for these, but you'd have to be a very patient seller. Overall, I'd mainly suggest these as personals for most sellers. Then on the 11th for $135, the Tightbooth Nike SB Dunk Low will be dropping on Nike sneakers, select skate shops, and Tightbooth. This pair was designed extremely well, even up to the clean Tightbooth branding. Despite only being black and white with a little orange tag, these definitely capture a lot of attention with a unique texturized design. I have to say, this is definitely one of my favorite SB collabs that I've seen in a while. Not only that, but of course you could expect these to be very profitable with an incredible margin. Full throttle. When it comes to SB releases, Endurance members always come out on top. Whether it's the random small skate shops that shock drop and our monitors pick them up, allowing for a manual cookout, or an early link for the huge drop from the retailers themselves, SB releases are definitely some of our favorite big cookouts. If you want to secure these, other hyped SBs, and even much more that goes beyond sneakers, I'd highly suggest checking out Endurance with the link below. The Crenshaws and Born and Raised SBs were both insane cookouts thanks to our early link. Some people actually got multiple pairs, or even just the other day we had that SB Dunk Sneakers Reserve, which everyone was saying was going to be 1 p.m. but as always, Endurance members had the actual time, which was 12 p.m. As I explained in the past, by the way, with this, Nike does love to change times on the public endpoint, which is what the fake plugs rely on for these very hyped and limited shock drops. So again, feel free to check out Endurance with the link in the description, or at least just take a minute to check out the video that's on the website. I promise you won't regret it. Hope to see you on the other side. But anyway, also on the 11th, we'll see the Jordan 11 Neapolitan drop for $225 on Nike sneakers, corporate retailers, and boutiques. These look really close to Concord 11s, but of course, they have a black Jumpman and milky outsole. Overall, it's a very clean pair of 11s. Unfortunately, demand isn't as crazy as stock was on these, so I'd have to say personals only, unless you have no tax and local buyers for large sizes, and even then, it's not much, so they're mostly personals. Then on the 13th, for $120, we'll see the April Skateboards SB Dunk Low drop on Nike sneakers, skate shops, and April Skateboards. This is another beautiful SB which was designed extremely well, all the way up to the April branding on the tongue and back. O'Neill's collabs always turn out amazing, and this pair is no exception. The blue suede really goes perfect with that icy outsole, and the silver swoosh is a perfect touch too. I'm really hoping to snag a personal on these, and I'm sure a lot of you guys feel the same way. You could expect them to be very profitable with an incredible margin. Full throttle on these two. In fact, I think they'll do even better than the Tightbooths, which are a huge cook themselves. Again, guys, if you want to secure these, definitely consider joining Endurance with the link below, but also keep in mind we offer so much more other than sneaker reselling. If you're looking for a profitable side hustle for your free time, definitely at least check out the video that's linked on the website below. Then on the 15th, for $210, the Jordan 3 Off Neuer will be dropping on Nike sneakers, corporate retailers, and boutiques. These are a pretty clean and simple everyday Jordan in all black, and the black suede is a nice touch. Nonetheless, like most recent Jordan 3s, aside from the white cements, I'd expect these to just be personals. Then on the 18th, for $175, the Jordan 2 Italy will be having their US drop on Nike sneakers with colors that resemble the Italian flag. I'm actually a fan of these and might even consider getting a personal, considering I myself am a proud Italian. Unfortunately though, they are around retail, so I'd have to say just personals. Also on the 18th, for $210, the Jordan 4 Craft Olive will be dropping on Nike sneakers, corporate retailers, and boutiques. These are just like the tan Craft pair, of course, aside from the fact that the upper is green, which is important because it's very similar to the very hyped up undefeated 4s. So it's possible that some of that demand might carry over onto these, and thus they might do slightly better than the tear pair consequently. With that said, I would say that these do have potential for lunch money with a poor to subpar margin on large sizes 10 and above. But then on the 21st, for $210, the Jordan 13 Wheat will be dropping on Nike sneakers, corporate retailers, and boutiques. This is definitely one of the cleaner Jordan Jordan 13 colorways being white and wheat, which is also making it a really great pair for the fall season. Unfortunately, like most 13s, I'd have to say just personals. Also on the 21st, we might see the Jordan 2 Low Chicago Twist drop for $150 on Nike sneakers, corporate retailers, and boutiques. This pair features Chicago colorways, but of course with a different color blocking than usual. Like most Jordan 2s, I'd expect these to just be personals though, and you might even be able to grab them on sale. But then on the 22nd, for $225, we'll see the A Ma Maniére Jordan 5 women's in diffuse blue and also black drop on Nike sneakers, and also A Ma Maniére. Both of these came out really nice with their aged look and Maniére branding. I'm especially a fan of the white and blue pair. Unfortunately, Jordan 5s don't tend to do very well in general, and not all Maniére collabs have been profitable, as we just recently saw in the Jordan 2s and the Jordan 12s. I'm especially skeptical with a high retail of $225 and the shipping Maniére will charge. I'd say there is potential for lunch money with a poor margin, especially on the white pair and large sizes if you have no tax and you get them from Nike sneakers, thus not paying shipping. Otherwise, they might just be personals. I'll keep you guys updated because I'm still a little unsure on these at the moment. But then on the 25th, for $210, the Jordan 3 Fear will be making its return on Nike sneakers, corporate retailers, and boutiques. This dark pair with orange accents would have been perfect for Halloween, but unfortunately, they decided to drop these in November. Regardless, like most 3s, I'd expect these to just be personals. Also on the 25th, for $205, the Off-White Air Force 1 Mid Varsity Maze will be dropping on Off-White, Nike sneakers, and boutiques. Not only is this pair yellow, but it features a character on the heel which looks to be death. Like the other pairs though, I'd still expect these to just be personals. Then on the 27th, for $210, the Jordan 8 Gunsmoke will be dropping on Nike sneakers, corporate retailers, and boutiques. This is a very universal, everyday colorway that could go with any outfit. Unfortunately, like all 8s, I'd still expect these to just be personals and probably go on sale too. But then on the 29th, for $250, Jordan 6 Women's Gore-Tex Brown Kelp will be dropping on Nike sneakers and corporate retailers. If these were the normal retail of $210, I'd say they might have potential to be the first Jordan 6 in a while to have lunch money potential, since they look close to Travis Scott's. But at $250, I would definitely say personal only. But anyway, that's all I have for you guys today. Remember, you could check out Endurance with the link in the description for a limited time if you're looking to broaden your horizons as a reseller beyond just sneakers into other markets. And you could also purchase Gargantua with a link in the description for a limited time. With that said though, have a fantastic rest of your day, and of course, good luck on all these upcoming releases. We got a great month ahead.